The Thai cave rescues of 2018 was one of the biggest stories of the year, and there have already been several productions made around this theme. But this time Netflix enter the fray with a limited series that will have you gripped.
มันจะแย่แค่ไหนนุ่นหนักแน่ๆเกือบ40มิลแล้วพี่และยังสูงขึ้นเรื่อยๆเลยค่ะเราต้องไม่โทรแจ้งเหรอพี่
Hello and welcome to Screen OD, a channel for people who love TV, movies and streaming. My name is Tim. I'm an editor and a journalist who's been writing and talking about the entertainment industry for more than 15 years. Now, the Thai cave rescues was one of the huge stories of 2018. This was a plight that had everyone gripped as we watched for 18 days as this adolescent group of boys from a soccer team in Thailand were stuck in a cave system. How were they going to get out alive? Were they going to get out alive? This is the story that has already been told in several movies, including Ron Howard's 13. But this is Netflix in a limited series telling the story from a slightly different perspective.
พายุมาแน่ๆค่ะพี่ออสคะหนูคิดว่าภาคเหนือน่าจะมีปัญหาค่ะรีบแจ้งเตือนไทยโซนเชียงใหม่เชียงรายแม่ฮ่องสอนค่ะ
แต่แค่ข้อมูลแค่นี้เนี่ยนะลืมเรื่องนี้ไปเลยว่ามีปัญหาพี่
This is the story of the Wild Boars soccer team and the young men who became trapped in the caves. Now, as we've seen in films before, this is an incredibly dramatic incident. However, what did those boys go through in that cave? What were their families going through? And how was this whole event really going to unfold for them? Well, in this series, instead of the story being almost entirely concentrated on the plight of the people trying to do the rescue, and don't worry, there's plenty of that, and there's some very poignant stories around what goes on there as well. This is a show that looks at what was going on inside the caves, what the boys were going through in there, how they had to overcome what they had to overcome to survive for those 18 terrible days in those caves, but also what was happening with their families, the people on the outside, the people who knew nothing about what was going on for those young people stuck in the caves. This tells the story from a different perspective, and it feels quite a rounded story because of it.
หนูมีแต่ความเชื่อเท่านั้นแล้วค่ะว่าลูกชายของหนูอยู่ในนั้นถ้าจะไปก็ไปด้วยกันยังก็อยู่ด้วยกันหมดที่นี่นะแต่พี่ก็หวังว่าพวกคุณทุกคนจะดูแลกันและกันเหมือนเป็นครอบครัวนะ
This is a TV series that focuses on what was going on inside the caves, the feelings that these young people were going through, and of course their families who were outside waiting for them, not knowing if they were ever going to see them again, whilst the weather and the elements continued to battle against those trying to rescue them. These are stories of humans trying to survive and trying to survive with their own feelings. This is a really well put together and nuanced piece of television. Now, at times there is a kind of melodramatic element to some of this, and I think you can forgive it that because, you know, with everything that was going on, is going on with the outside and the inside, you kind of almost need some relief from it with a kind of bit of melodrama to take you through. But what is the bit that really drives you home is that need for the young people inside the cave to overcome their fear at the same time as the parents and the people who love them on the outside to kind of continue to have hope. This is a story that really is about humanity and hope. And yes, of course, it's incredibly important, the work that the heroes are doing to try and save these people, and eventually that they do succeed in saving them. But when you start watching it, and I do recommend that you watch it in the original Thai rather than with the dubbing because it's not so good if you put the dubbing on. I tried. This is a show that will have you really thinking about what would happen if I was in that situation on either end of it. And that's what great television does.
เจ้าหน้าที่ของอุทยานยืนยันนะครับว่าตอนนี้ทีมหมูป่ายังไม่ออกมาจากถ้ำหลวงตั้งแต่เมื่อคืนวาน
มันซับซ้อนมากกว่าที่เราคาดการณ์กันไว้
การที่จะเร็วออกมาก็ไม่ใช่เรื่องง่าย
We have two enemies right now weather and water
We're gonna need extremely fit divers.
We're SEALs. We're trained for combat diving. We've never done this before.
Whatever you believe in these boys.
Now, this is a more expansive version of the story than you'll get in a movie. This is 6 one-hour parts, and as is customary on a lot of Netflix shows, it's given time to develop. And I think that's what plays to the advantage of this particular story, is that the longer that you spend with the different characters, the longer that you spend in their world with their terrible predicament, the more you kind of start to feel invested in it. And when you become invested in drama, especially something that's inspired by true events like this, that's when it really affects you. Thai Cave Rescue is available to watch now wherever you are on Netflix, and I recommend you go and try it out.
แม่กูเคยบอกว่าความกล้าคือไม่ใช่ไม่กลัวแต่ถึงมึงกลัวมึงก็ต้องทำใช่ไหมล่ะ
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. If you did, why not hit that like button? And don't forget to subscribe to Screen OD for all the best content direct to your feed. We'll see you again very soon.